Hi, I'm Spencer,
Hi, I'm Savvy.
and we're here with some of the lower schoolers. And you may have heard that we have a new head of school, and we have a chance to ask her some questions.
So, how are you feeling when you got the notification that you were becoming our head of school?
When I found out that I got the position, I felt two things. One was very, very excited because I get to come back to a place that I know and love, and I'm really excited that my family gets to come up and be part of the Indian Mountain School community. But I was also really nervous because it's a big job and not something I've done before. So those two things were rattling around inside me, but I would say I'm more excited than nervous.
What made you want to come to Indian Mountain?
So the first time I came to Indian Mountain to work, it was 1999. Was that before you were born?
Yeah.
Oh boy. And yeah, oh thanks. So part of the reason I was so excited to come here was because I was going to be able to do a lot of things that I really love to do as part of my job, and I thought that sounded pretty cool. So one of the things I really wanted to do was coach, and when I worked here, I coached soccer and lacrosse, and I also got to be the assistant athletic director, which was really fun. And I got to talk a lot about history, which I really like, and I got to live in a dorm, and it was kind of like, that part was kind of like working at summer camp, which I really love to do. And also I knew I would get to go backpacking and go on the ropes course, so it seemed like the perfect combination of all the things I really love doing, and I got paid to do it, so that was extra cool.
What are you most looking forward to about school next year?
I'm most excited to really get to know everybody, to come and get to know the students and really get to know all the teachers. I want to come and spend time in classrooms, and I really like learning about learning, and I think the best way to do that is get to know the people who are doing both the learning side of things and the teaching side of things. And I like to laugh and be silly, and I know this is a place where laughing and being silly is a good thing.
Can you tell us more about your family?
I would love to tell you about my family. So on the lower school this morning, you got to meet Russell and William. They're my two boys. They were both born in Sharon Hospital, so last night when we drove into town, they were excited to get back to their roots. But William is right now in kindergarten. He'll be in first grade next year. And William is the silliest member of our family. And Russell is a little bit more serious. Russell is in second grade, and he'll be in third grade next year. And Russell is obsessed with hockey. He wants to play or watch hockey all the time. And he gets that from Mr. Soja, not from me. Mr. Soja played hockey in college, and he also used to coach hockey at Millbrook School. And right now he's a dean of students at Episcopal High School in Virginia, and he's excited to move up here too. He also went to Hotchkiss, so he knows this area really well.
Okay, here's our question.
Okay.
Maroon?
Or gray.
This is the question I'm most nervous about, so I'm going to be honest with you. I can't be on a team, I think, as I'm the head of school, but I used to be on a team, but I'm not going to tell you which one. So I'm going to say I'm impartial.
Okay.
I was once a color, and perhaps as Russell and William get to the upper campus, everyone will find out what color that was. But for now, we'll just say both.
Do you plan on coaching any sports while you're here?
If my schedule allows. I don't know if it will allow me to coach full-time for a whole season, but definitely expect to see me walking around with my lacrosse stick once the weather gets nice. And I would love to go out and play soccer. I was a soccer goalie, so I really like to work with the goalies in soccer. And I love to ski, so I really hope to be able to go out with either the rec ski team or the competitive ski team and get on the slopes in the winter a little bit.
Do you have a favorite memory from when you first started at IMS?
Mr. Miles, Ram Miles, convinced me to sing in front of the whole school, and I'm not a very good singer, and somehow he worked his Ram Miles magic and convinced me to sing, and that was how we announced Mountain Day one year, and that was really fun.
Do you think you've grown as like a professional since you left?
I definitely think I've grown as a professional. I think, if nothing else, it's been really good to see how a very different kind of school operates, because I came from Indian Mountain and I went to an urban, all-girls Episcopal day school, which is about as different from Indian Mountain as you can get. And it's been nice to see how some things work differently at other schools, but how other things are the same no matter what kind of school you're at. I've had to do a lot more public speaking, which has been really good for me. And I've done a lot more research on the science of learning and how our brains work, which I'm really interested in and enjoy learning about.
What are some good ways kids can use computers and iPads in the classroom?
So 3 things come to mind quickly, and 2 of them overlap a little bit. One thing I think it's great to use computers for is for students to do work on their own, because I think students learn different things at different paces. And so the computer can be really helpful in working at your own pace. Some things you might want to go a little faster with, some things a little slower. And also the computer can give you really quick feedback on how you're doing. It can tell you if you're answering something correctly, and then you can readjust if you're not answering it correctly. I think another thing that computers can be good for are creating new things. So rather than being consumers and just using technology, but to use it to make new designs, to make 3D designs, or manipulate photographs, or make movies. And the other thing I think that computers can be really good for is helping us communicate with people who might be really far away. So if you're studying an area of the world, maybe you could have a Skype conversation with people who live in that area of the world and hear their own voices. And I think the communication and the building thing is also good because you can build things with other people and build things as a team using the computers, which I think is really fun.
Who is your favorite president?
I should start by saying that I was a U.S. history teacher for 10 years. So this is something I've thought a lot about even before today. There are different things about lots of presidents that I really like, but if I have to choose a favorite, I'm going to choose Franklin Roosevelt because he was president at a really difficult time and he was very calm and steady. And the other thing that I really like about Franklin Roosevelt is that he was married to Eleanor Roosevelt, who is one of my heroes because she was a civil rights champion way ahead of her time. And President Roosevelt allowed a space for the First Lady to really be an important political figure too. So I think they made a great team.
What is your favorite food?
Oh, my favorite food. I should probably say something really healthy, but I'm going to answer it honestly and say French fries.
Who are you rooting for in the NHL playoffs?
That is a great question and a loaded one in my family. So living in Washington, D.C., I've become a Caps fan, but in order to preserve harmony in my home, I'm going to say the Rangers. Thanks, guys.
Everyone,
Great questions.
This is awesome. We'll let you get back to class.
You guys all have a future in investigative reporting. Good job.